Ali, I love your hair.
I mean, it's easy to spot me on the court, I bet.
But you've always been like that. See me?
Yeah.
Before you hear me. All done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Not so fast. I love you.
On December 14th, 2012, my 7-year-old son Daniel was shot to death in his first grade classroom.
Then we'll go to questions for all three Cougars on the dais. Kelvin, please.
First of all, congratulations to Mark and Gonzaga's program. They're a tremendous role model for everybody. The consistency that they've had. That's why winning the game is significant. It's not just winning the game, it's beating a great program like Gonzaga. That was a high-level 1-8 game because they were not an 8 seed. That was a game that would have been awesome in the Elite Eight or Final Four. Gonzaga is really good. EK, Huff, Nemhart, battle. The way they just kept battling. We made some bonehead plays. We're up 14, and Tugler made an unnecessary play. I wished I had not called that, but they almost have to because of the rules. They have to enforce the rules. I mean, that's why they're there. But hopefully the young man that did that, it's just unnecessary. It had no bearing on the play or the game, nothing. It was a nothing play. But what he did, he gave the referees no choice. And I told him that. But, you know, we had a big enough lead. We made a couple boneheaded plays down the stretch, but I'm not going to sit here and go through that this time of year. It's about advancing. Proud of our guys. Cryer and Roberts played the way they played all year. I mean, they're both first team All Big 12 players. Cryer's an All-American, and one's the winningest player in the history of University of Houston basketball. So very blessed that I get to coach these two young men and survive in advance, right?
Thank you. Questions? Start on the right-hand side, gentlemen.
Cole Forsman from Gonzaga on SI. Coach, you talked a little bit about the relationship you had with Few going back to the Wazoo days. He's now a finalist for the Hall of Fame. Did you see that in him all those years ago, and just how remarkable of a story is his career?
Yeah, it is a great story, isn't it? No, I didn't see that all those years ago. I didn't even know what the Hall of Fame was all those years ago. You got to remember, I was the head coach when I was 31. I mean, who hires a 31-year-old, right? I'm just think of all the people that had to turn the job down to get to me. But Mark is Dan Monson. You know, I coached a USA team. I think we went to Halifax, Nova Scotia. I remember Chris Paul was our point guard, but Dan Monson was my assistant. And that's when I got really close with him. I always knew him through his dad, but really just fell in love with Dan on that trip. And Mark hasn't changed. You know, he's still the same humble guy that we all started together on the Palouse. You know, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I started on the southwest mountains of Montana and the southeastern Washington, 7 miles from Idaho's campus. I'm proud that I came from that, and I'm proud that Mark and I have grown. You know, just like Karen and I, Marcy and Mark. You know, our wives have meant so much to us. There's no chance we're where we are without our wives, and Mark would be the first to tell you that.
Question on the aisle. Thanks.
Grant Salzman, Columbia, Missouri. And Coach, what made them so hard to really pull away from and put away tonight? And then also, what did you say to Khalif Battle at the end of the game in the handshake line? To Battle in the handshake line?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, they didn't miss any free throws. They were 15 from 15. You know, it's a pretty good recipe And they're good. You know, this KenPom analytics are pretty spot on. You know, that's the 8th or 9th best team in the country. They should have never been seeded where they were seeded. I get the analytical component, but I also think the eye test should come into play too. You know, you look at that team. I mean, we just came from the Big 12. You know, and you know we're in a league with Kansas, Iowa State, Arizona, all those schools. Gonzaga's as good as anybody we've played all year, personnel-wise too. Ike and Huff, Nemhart. I mean, that's a really good team. Had they been seated somewhere else, that's a team probably has a chance to get to the Elite Eight, maybe even Final Four. They're that good. So why we couldn't pull away is, number one, let's give them credit. They kept playing. We made a couple of turnovers that we can't make down the stretch. Missed some free throws you can't miss. We're missing free throws and they're making free throws. That's a pretty good recipe for a lead shrinking. But that's proud of our guys for finding a way. You know, I think in the last 5 or 6 years we played Ohio State, Rutgers. Who else we played one in this game? Texas A&M, Oregon, no, Rutgers, Syracuse. We played a bunch. It seemed like we're always playing a really good team in this round of 32. But like I said, Gonzaga. I mean, Gonzaga's. The respect I have from them is a little bit different because I grew up with them a little bit, and I know how good they are, and I know how much respect Mark and his staff. You know, Tommy Lloyd is in our league now. What Tommy's doing and will do at Arizona is going to be unbelievable. But you know, to beat the best says a lot about your program. So proud of my kids. Proud that we found a way to win a tough game, and that's what this tournament's about this time of year. Not sit around and analyze it or spend 10 minutes on how we lost the lead or no, just win in advance. That's all that matters.
We have 5 minutes to go. We've got a question here, and we've got a Zoom call to make. Go ahead, please.
Awesome. Yeah. This is a question for Juwan. Juwan, you and Graham really had a big battle tonight down low. Can you comment on him as a player and what you can do offensively against him? He had 27, you had 18. It was a great matchup in the front court. Just comment on that.
I mean, you know, going into the game, you know, we know they wasn't going to help off our shooters, which is LJD Manuel. So I think playing through the short roll, you know, and shooting that shot that I rep every day, I just try to continue to shoot that shot. And, you know, Ike is pretty good. You know, he can score in both blocks. So it was a good matchup. You know, he was hard to guard, but, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, we kind of still did the job, though. You just find a way to win, like Coach said.
All right, let's go to the Zoom call. Jameson?
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach, to look at the level of success that this program's had over the years, knowing that the collegiate model has changed with NIL and the transfer portal, just what you could say to sustaining success and the next man up approach year in and year out for Houston, continuing to go deep into this tournament.
Yeah, I think it starts with our staff. You know, our staff has been together, and the way we run our program. I like the fact that we run our program independent of anything else. You know, we make all our decisions in-house, and that's why we're winning. That's important. You know, basketball coach has got to know how to run his program, and he's got to have the leeway to make the decisions, especially if you're winning. And I work at a university that allows me to make my own decisions for this program. But Kellen Quanis, who's just had a press, he'll become the new head coach at University of Louisiana, and he'll kill it, by the way. I'm really proud of him and the opportunity he has. But our staff, what our staff does with our player development, you know, we don't really live in the portal. I believe in it, though. You know, this year we only took one portal kid, and that was Milos. Everybody else returned. Year before that, we took two, LJ and Damien. So we've always believed in recruiting high school kids and developing them, and that's how we've had a great culture. I think two of the great cultures in our country is Gonzaga and Houston, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been to the Sweet 16. What is it? 9 in a row, right? Who does that? I mean, who does that? Please don't take them for granted. They're just awesome. I mean, I have so much respect for them, and this is number 6 for us, and I hope people don't take this for granted either. The staffs and the program, the players at those schools have to be high character kids that care more about winning than statistics. And you asked me about Khalif Battle. We played against him when he was at Temple. And first of all, I admire the young man for choosing to go to Gonzaga, because that tells me winning's important. You know, a lot of guys are in this portal, jump in the portal because they're not getting enough shots, not getting enough touches. They don't care about winning. When Battle chose to go to play for Mark and his staff, it showed some maturity, because it's not easy to go somewhere where you're going to get coached the right way. And he'll benefit from this. Those tears that he was at the end of the game told me how much he cared and how much this mattered to him. It's always a little sad because we were there last year when we lost to Duke. But proud of our guys, and Gonzaga's not going anywhere. They'll be back.
Anything else for the Cougars? All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Best of luck in the Sweet 16. Nemhard, Greg, and Ike.
Battle is coming instead of
Instead of someone or adding?
no
Instead of Huff. Okay, thank you. What? Battle and Huff? No Greg. Okay. Yeah, I see his name here. Yeah. Yeah, I've got them all here. Here, Battle. Khalif. Okay. The Bulldogs are here. Head coach Mark Few brings Ryan Nemhard, Graham Ike, and Caliph Battle with him. Mark, we're going to ask you to make a statement on the game that's just ended, and then we'll go to questions for all of the Bulldogs on the dais. Mark, please.
Well, hey, it ended up being just a great basketball game, especially the way our guys fought their way back into it, and I'm so proud of how they hung with it, and gave ourselves a chance right there at the end. And that's not easy. I mean, I'm telling you, Houston was, everything and more that we thought they were going to be, especially the opening 10 minutes and then start of the second half. But just extremely proud of the guys, man. They hung in there. You know, we made enough plays. Our offense kind of kept us in it. We were just trying to find something that could get us some consecutive stops there and just to give us a chance. And you know, we just got one possession short there at the end. But I'm telling you, man, Houston, until you experience them live and in person, I mean, they are something. Kelvin's got them not only playing just exceptional defense. It's harder than heck to really run anything and consistently get any good looks, but also offensively. I mean, we made a couple mistakes, you know, on our coverages, but for the most part, I mean, they hit a lot of tough shots and shots we wanted them to take, especially with their bigs on their runners and floaters and all that. So our hats off to them, and they were worthy tonight for sure.
Thank you. Questions? Start right here on the aisle. Thank you.
Khalif, I know that last sequence was hard, but what did Coach Sampson say to you in that handshake line? He was speaking very highly of you in the press conference.
I played Coach Sampson probably about 10 times in my career. I mean, I kind of know what to expect from Houston. It's never easy against them, and he just told me that, you know, I have a lot of basketball left in my career. He loved me, and he just wishes me the best of luck in my endeavors. That's about it.
Yep, coming to you.
Coach, this was obviously a game that tested your depth. I wanted to ask Emmanuel. He gave you 20 really good minutes defensively, offensively. Comment on what he and also Michael as well in those final 5 minutes gave you to kind of claw back into this one.
Yeah, no, he was great. He was great. I mean, he's a rugged, physical defender. I knew it. In a game like this, you need Emmanuel to play.
Hi there. Sorry to interrupt. Interruptions can be quite annoying, like a stuffy nose.
At times, give a little bit offensively when we put him in there and sub one of our really, really good offensive players out. But, I mean, he was plus 14 while he was out there on the floor, which is, you know, exceptional in a game like this. And I thought he made play after play and again, was just doing a great job like he always does on the defensive end of things. And obviously, you fight like crazy to try to keep them off the glass, and he's a guy I kind of trust to do that. Mike was spectacular, especially when we got down, you know, under that 3-minute mark. We wanted to go to our 1-3-1 trap, and he was great at that. He's been great at that all year, and obviously that helped us claw back into it right there at the end.
Yep, back to the aisle here. Thank you.
Graham, you kind of took over there a little bit in that second half, kind of helping your guys get back in the game. Was that the offensive mindset to go through you, or is that just how the game kind of fell to you?
Yeah, I feel like that was the offensive mindset definitely going into the game. Just to settle in, we know they play with great intensity and great energy on the defensive end. And the first 4 minutes, we had to settle in a little bit. But after that, we kind of got going. But wish we could have just pulled it away.
He was spectacular. I mean, you get 27 and 8 on Houston. I mean, with the bigs that they have. I mean, are you kidding me? Nobody's done that to him. Nobody. And, I mean, you're facing double teams every time. I mean, that's just I'm telling you, there's double teams, and then there's Houston double teams, and it's a whole nother neighborhood. And for him to do that is unbelievable, Unbelievable.
Question, Dennis? Nope. All right, Zoom call. Let's go to Zoom.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Coach, despite the fact that this isn't 10 in a row for the Sweet 16, just what you could say to the caliber of this season's team and the pride that you have of how they fought, including in this game, all the way to the end.
Oh, I mean, it's. I told them afterwards. I mean, they just showed their winning character, and you know where we fought back from where we were maybe in mid-January to now, or even after we took some tough losses in the non-conference portion of our schedule. I mean, they never had a bad practice. They kept their heads high, and they stayed together, and they kept battling and learning. We got so much better. And, I just ran into Kelvin out there, and it's a shame we had to meet in the second round, I mean, like he said, if they're a 1, we're a 1B, but that's the way it goes. We had our opportunities. We didn't take advantage of them, so we had to do the hard way. And but I think, they showed their true colors tonight, and that's the blessing that I've had all year, the 2 years, with this group, of just how high character they are, winners they are, and how easy they are to coach, and what a blessing that is to have when, as a head coach.
We have 5 minutes to go. Next question is right here. Dennis, go.
Caleb, can you just describe what kind of look you had at the end? It looked like you were kind of trapped in the corner there.
Yeah, I was coming off like a pin down to a handoff. They kind of hard hedged it. I was just trying to get a shot up at the rim at that point. Just tough shot, tough play. He guarded it pretty well, so I wish I could have had that one back.
They did a good job defending that. And our initial look was to pitch it to Ryan. We had really good success with that as an in-game play. They did a good job blowing that up. And then the next look was KB coming off. They did a great job of playing that physical and blowing that up. And then I think there was kind of a loose ball fumble, and he did his best to get it off. So it's probably on me. We should maybe ran something to the middle of the floor. But again, that play's been really, really good for us in in-game.
Right back here in the second row, Dawn. Thank you.
Coach, there's been a lot of great Gonzaga guards over the past few years. You've dealt with a lot of great ones. I want to ask you about the guy to your left, Ryan Nemhard, and he gave you 40 minutes, double-double tonight. Just what he means to this program.
Incredible. He's as good a guard as I've ever coached, ever. And, he's got the heart of a champion, and he goes and goes and goes. I mean, B-Mike's asking me if we need to get him out of the game. I'm like, hell no, we just had a 2-minute timeout. And because I'm scared as hell if I don't have him in there. And just delivers. Every time they made a big run, I mean, he knocks down a big three, several of them. I thought he played great defense tonight. And, again, we talked about Graham's numbers. You get 11 assists against that kind of pressure, against, again, every ball screen being doubled that he's in. I mean, that's a great night. And, it's a shame we couldn't string together enough stops because it was our defense that really kind of, didn't allow us to win this game.
If every time you see an ad, you just wanna, you need to download Pi. It's a free Chrome extension that blocks ads on all your favorite sites. It even blocks ads that you didn't even know were ads. Imagine being able to scroll and stream completely uninterrupted. And that's not even the best part. If you opt
So you tip your hat to him, but yeah, incredible 2 years with him. And I wished, I didn't think I needed to do this with where our program's at and where he was, but I probably should have got on my, the stump and just knocked everybody in the head. For the Kuzi Award as the point guard, for this dude not only to win it, but he sure as heck better be in the top 5, or else we got to get some different guys voting on that. That is crazy. Okay? I mean, I think he's the best point guard in college basketball, and I've had some great ones. And I think the coaches that go against him would share that same thing. So, at least we got it out there now. Maybe we don't need awards, especially we got knuckleheads that are voting on stuff like that. So,
Ryan, just curious, your coach talked about the great players he's coached in his career, and to hear him talk that glowingly about you, what's that kind of mean?
It means everything, I think more than anything, just mine and his relationship since I got here, He always talked about that in the recruiting process, just our relationship, and I feel like he delivered on everything he promised. So I love this guy, man. I love his family. I love everything about him, man. He's been great to me. He's been great to my family. And it's definitely going to be a lifelong relationship. So I'm super happy and privileged that I was able to put the Gonzaga jersey on and be a Zag. So I'm grateful for that, and yeah.
Take one more question right here in the second row. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Coach, you mentioned Ryan is one of the best point guards in the country. Another great guard was.
He was the best.
The
I'm
best.
fairly certain
You did. You're right.
Yeah,
Correct.
There you go. Let's
He is
all
the
get it
best.
right, shall
Yes.
we? Okay.
Another great guard was LJ Cryer tonight. How
Yes.
tough is he to stop? And Ryan, if you could also comment on LJ, just how tough is he to guard and 30 tonight? So, any comment on that? Thank you.
He was spectacular. I mean, and we set out to limit his threes and to really make him take tough twos. I got upset on one. We went under in that first half, late in the first half, and he stung us when we went under. And then we overhelped on one when we were on him. Just got in the gaps and tried to help, and we weren't supposed to do that. Other than that, I mean, we defended him the way we wanted to defend him, and he still hit those shots. And the thing that Houston does so well, Kelvin's got those guys so dialed in and so well coached. I mean, they're just unbelievable on the offensive boards, but when they get that offensive board, they find Cryer. And, it's a scramble on an offensive board, and they're you can kind of coach that and try to prepare for it. We tried this week in practice, but he hit 2 of those dagger threes off offensive rebounds where they just catch and look for him and find him in a scramble situation. And then he hit 1 big-time 3 when we were making a run where he came sprinting out to about away from the basket from 25 feet. And man, if he's hitting those, that's a tough guard.
Tough guard. I played him a couple years ago. Similar, when he gets that thing going, he's pretty tough to guard. He made some tough shots. Like Coach said, we guarded him how kind of wanted to, other than a few tip outs and that one under. But good player. Credit to him. He had a night tonight. So, yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck in your future. You're welcome. Thank you, Mark. Thanks, buddy. Great. We'll catch some fish. Yeah. Right?